indicates. किसी को प्रॉब्लम है उसमें? Fine, we will start with next topic. Rules of inference, lecture number 22. Let's see. So what we are going to see in this class is valid arguments, propositional logic, inference rules, and how to build arguments. Okay. Now we have seen the example all men are mortal and Socrates is a man, and we had concluded that Socrates is also mortal. Okay, so how do we get to this conclusion? So we are going to see today how we solve such conclusions, how we get to some conclusion from a given set of arguments. Okay, so we can express the premises, the above line, and the conclusion, the below line, in predicate logic as an argument. For example, for all x, man x implies mortal x. So, what is this? This is premises. And man Socrates. This means if Socrates is a man, and we have concluded that Socrates is also mortal because we know that all men are mortal, and if Socrates is a man, that means Socrates is mortal. Okay, so this one is called Socrates mortal. This is called conclusion. Okay, now let's see what a valid argument is. So we will show how to construct valid arguments in two stages. First, for proposition logic and then for predicate logic. Uh, Now, for proposition logic, rules of inference are used, and for predicate logic, inference rules for proposition logic plus additional inference rules to handle variable and quantifiers. So how we can create arguments? So in proposition logic, you can directly use inference rules, and in predicate logic, you need inference rules plus additional inference rules to handle variables and quantifiers. Now, arguments and proposition logic. So, argument and proposition logic is a sequence of propositions. All but final proposition is called premises. So, in the above example, first two statements are called premises, and last statement which we conclude is called conclusion. Okay. Now, if premises are P1, P2, and up to Pn, and conclusion is Q, then if I will AND or the all the P1 and P2 and P3 up to Pn, and if I imply if then operator, I will get Q. Okay, and if this whole, if I solve it, all the values would be true. So this is a tautology. Tautology is when all the combinations of true and false would return you true. Okay, so the left hand side implies right hand side would give me true, so that means it's a tautology. Okay, now I have some examples, some rules of inference for proposition logic. First is modus ponens. So this is nothing, this is first inference rule for proposition logic. So it's nothing, you just have to remember those rules. Okay, so first rule is modus ponens. So it says P and P implies Q implies Q. This is a tautology. Okay, so first inference rule says that if you P and P implies Q, so this will be a tautology. Okay. Now, uh, example is P statement is given to you, it is snowing. Q statement is given to you, I will study discrete math. Now, don't look at the solution. Look over here. So P implies Q. So if it is snowing, I will study discrete math. Okay, this is P implies Q. Next is P and. So what does this means is it will be snowing, and if it is snowing, I will study discrete maths. So there are two sentences. If you think of it, it is snowing, and if it is snowing, I will study discrete math. What does this mean? Because it is already snowing, so that means I will study discrete math, right? So implies Q. So implies Q. This means Q means I will study discrete math. So this is a tautology. Therefore, I will study discrete math. Clear? It's very simple. Okay. Uh, so if P and P implies Q is there, it will always give you Q, and that would always be true. Okay. Next is modus tollens. Similarly, we had discussed pollens. You have tollens. This is also again inference rule, which says not Q and P implies Q implies not P. In earlier example, we had P implies Q. Here we have not Q implies not P. Okay. So example, it is snowing, I will study discrete math. So this is, if it is snowing, I will study discrete math, and I will not study discrete math. Okay. So if it is snowing, then I will study discrete math. And if it is, if I, when I will not study discrete math, this means that it is not snowing. Okay, so this is, I will not study discrete maths, and if I study discrete maths, I will, it is snowing. Sorry, if it is snowing, I will study discrete math. And now, because I am not studying discrete math, this implies that it is not snowing. Clear? So above two are called premises, and last one is called conclusion. Okay. Any doubts, anyone? Okay, hypothetical syllogism. What it is? Another rule where it says that P implies Q and Q implies R. If this is true and this is true, this implies this this whole would also be true. Okay, so if P implies Q, so if P is no, and I will study discrete math. So sorry. So if it is snowing, I will study discrete math, and if I will study discrete math, I will get an A. Okay. So uh, if this and this, so this means indirectly, if it snows, I will get an A. Okay, so if it snows, I will get an A indirectly. Next is disjunctive syllogism. This is also same, similar kind of thing where you have not P and P or Q, either this or this, and with not P you will get Q. This is also a tautology. Then addition. So addition says P implies P or Q. So P implies P or Q. This is very very important. You are going to use this in future solutions. So P implies P or Q. This means uh, P is I will study discrete math, and P or Q is either I will study discrete math or I will visit Las Vegas. So P implies, so if I study discrete math, either I will study discrete math or I will visit Las Vegas. That is true, right? So this is also a tautology. Okay. Similarly, simplification. So P and Q implies P is also a tautology. So if I study discrete math and if and I if I sorry I will study discrete math and I will study English literature. This means that if this and this, then I will study discrete math. So that is true because I am already saying I will study discrete math and I will study English literature. This implies that I will study discrete math and I will study English literature, right? Okay. Next is conjunction. So P and Q implies P and Q. So first of all, simplification, conjunction, then you have resolution. So not P or R and not P or Q implies Q and Q or R. So this is also a tautology. Now, you have seen multiple rules of inference to build valid arguments. Now, how you are going to use those to build valid arguments? So, what I'm saying, I want to convey with respect to valid argument is a valid argument as a sequence of statements. Each statement is either a premise or follows from the previous statements by rules of inference. So we have seen multiple rules of inference till now. So we have seen five, six types of rules of inference, right? And using those rules of inference, you need to reach a valid argument, and the last statement is called conclusion. Okay. Now let's see an example. So example one, P and P or Q. Okay, so Q is a conclusion. Show that Q is a conclusion. So you have to use this. So this is a premise. Now you will apply some of the inference. For example, P and P implies Q. Let's see which one we can apply. So P and P implies Q means Q. So this is first rule of inference. So we are applying first rule of inference over here. So this is, we have applied first rule of inference over here. So this is converted to this because this is the tautology. Then this will be converted to this using another rule of inference, and this is converted to this using another rule of inference. Okay, so you need to you need to whatever in exam question is asked, like you have to show, so you have to use these rules of inference and you have to uh, derive final conclusion, reach the final conclusion. Okay, now next is valid arguments. With these hypotheses, example 2 is given to you. It is not sunny this afternoon and it is colder than yesterday. We will go to swimming only if it's sunny. If we do not go to swimming, then we'll take a canoe trip. If we take a canoe trip, then we will be home by sunset. Using the inference rules, construct a valid argument for the conclusion. We will be home by sunset. So you have to reach to this conclusion. We will be, so you need to finally derive this using these statements. So first of all, what you will do is you need to write it in the form of P and Q. Okay. So let P is, it is sunny this afternoon. So this is if, so this is P and it is colder than yesterday, let it is Q. So first statement is your P implies Q, P and Q. It is not sunny this afternoon and it is colder than, so and is there and not P is there, right? So this is how you need to convert each and every sentence to uh, rules. Okay, so first statement is not P and Q. Similarly, you have seconds, third, and fourth. Okay, now finally you need to reach the conclusion T. So if using this inference rules, if you are able to reach to T, then you will say it is a valid argument. Okay. Now, step one is given to you. This is premise, and using first inference rule, you have converted it into minus p. Now, this is also given to you. R implies p in the previous this one second rule. Second premise is given to you, and using this, you will. So you have to use this to reach final t. Okay. solve this on your own. If you face any difficulty in this, let me know. Okay. Just use of rules, inference rules, plus the premises given to you. Okay. Okay, next is handling quantified statements. So, valid arguments for quantified statements are a sequence of statements. Each statement is either a premise or follow from previous statements by rules of inference, which includes rules of inference for propositional logic and rule for inference for quantified statements. So, in quantified statements, you have two types of quantifiers like universal and existential, right? So in quantified statement, you have rules of inference like propositional logic that we are seeing right now. We have already seen like how we solve and how we use rules of inference for propositional logic, and exactly same thing we are going to do for predicate logic. So in predicate logic, you have a few more rules. This is using predicates quantifiers basically. So which is this quantifier for all x? ये कौन सा क्वांटिफायर है? Online students, or should I call out name? कौन बताएगा वो कौन सा क्वांटिफायर था? फॉर ऑल एक्स यूनिवर्सल है कि एग्जिस्टेंशियल है? हम्म, आयुष बताएगा. ओजस.
make acne worse. We know from earlier the protein probably.
ओजस, what are you doing? अच्छा, मैंने क्या क्वेश्चन पूछा है? क्वेश्चन कौन बताएगा? कार्तिक. समृद्धि. ये जितने बच्चे मीटिंग छोड़ के जा रहे हैं ना, इन सब की अटेंडेंस मिलेगी नहीं आज की.
Ma'am, ma'am, you asked it is universal or existential. It is universal.
एग्जैक्टली. यश. वैभव.
Yes, ma'am.
नैना ने सही बताया. finish. मत पढ़ो आप. Universal generalization. First rule was universal instantiation. If for all x px is given to you, this means this implies that pc, c would be any constant. Okay. So our domain consists of all dogs and pedo is a dog. So all dogs are curly. Therefore, pedo is curly. Pedo is basically pedo is a name that is a constant. So if you fill any value of x with respect to a constant, this because it is true for all x, so it will be true for any constant. That value you can fill over here. So if you say that all dogs are cuddly, and this will imply that any dog named abc is cuddly. Okay, similarly, PC for an arbitrary c is given to you. This means that for all x, px is also true. Okay. Similar cases with the existential instantiation. This is existential quantifier. This means that x is true for some x. So it might not be true for some x, and it can be true for some x, right? So there is someone who got an A in the course. Let's call her A and say that A got an A. So for some element, this for some C, this px is true. Okay, not for all. Similar is the case with generalization. Now, using rules of inference for predicate logic. In previous examples, we have seen for proposition logic. Now, we will use for predicate logic. So, you have few rules. Example is given to you. You have to show that John Smith has two legs. Okay. So given to you is every man has two legs and John Smith is a man. So you have to first write down how you have to convert it into a predicate sentence. So every man has two legs. So for all x, man x implies leg x. So every man has two legs. Now John Smith is a man. So given to you is John Smith. John Smith is a man. So John is man. So you have to uh, you have to reach to LJ. LJ means you have to reach to John Smith has two legs. Okay. Now from premise one, if it is true for all x, this means it is true for John also, right? Example was over here. So this was universal instantiation because if it's true for all x, it's true for some constant. Now over here, so because its first statement is true for all x, so hence it is true for John. So this is also true for John. Okay. Now we will convert it into this mj. MJ implies LJ means MJ, and then you use modus ponens. So this is propositional logic. This is from propositional logic inference rules, and this is from universal inference. Okay, so you have to reach out to LJ. This is how you will use. Similar is the case with example two. You can do. Then okay, valid argument. Again, you are given multiple arguments. For example, this is given to you, this is premise, this is also given to you, and using these two you need to reach this one. So you have to use rules, and that's all. Okay, similarly, let's go back to first example. For all man x, so man Socrates, this implies mortal Socrates. So you have to prove that, and you can do it. Similar is the case with. Now again, rule for modus ponens is converted to using universal quantifiers. So original rule was uh, here you are using universal quantifiers in addition to predicate logic. It's not for proposition logic. Another rule for inference is given. So universal modus ponens combines universal instantiation and modus ponens into one rule. So for first rule was for all x, px implies qx, and pa where a is a particular element in the domain, this implies qa. If pa is given to you, this implies qa. Using this rule, you can prove this example, okay, directly. So this could be used in Socrates example. So similarly, you have to do more questions on this. Okay. Try solving using all the inference rules. First of all, you have to learn all the rules. and then apply on such questions to reach to valid argument. Okay, that's all for today. Those who are trying to enter the meeting will not be able to do that because uh, because they left the meeting in between. Okay, let me open up the attendance. Shivam Agarwal, Harikesh Pratap Singh,
Present, ma'am.
Shivam was absent. Adityaran Gautam, Tanmay, Yashika,
Present, ma'am. Yashika.
Pranjal,
Present, ma'am.
Ekta, Prati,
Present, ma'am.
Aishwarya,
Present, ma'am.
Chetna, Bhalamudi, Rajat,
Present, ma'am.
Shivam Singh,
Present, ma'am.
Yash Jain, Kaustav,
In
Yash.
yes and present, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
Yes and present.
Aditya Pokhriyal,
Present, ma'am.
Riya Jain,
Present, ma'am.
Ritvik,
Present, ma'am.
Athar,
Present, ma'am.
Dhruv, Soumya,
Ma'am, Ekta Goel present.
Soumya,
Present, ma'am.
Mahiman Jain,
Present, ma'am.
Rishabh Nanda,
Present, ma'am.
Muskan,
Present, ma'am.
Gaurangi, Rishita, Aviral, Anjanya,
Present, ma'am.
Adrika,
Present, ma'am.
प्रशांत,
Present, ma'am.
खुशी,
Present, ma'am.
हर्षवर्धन,
Present, ma'am.
अनिष्का,
Present, ma'am.
वासु, हर्षित,
Present, ma'am.
सान्या,
Present, ma'am.
अपूर्वा,
Present, ma'am.
पार्थ, पार्थ, स्वाति पांडे, आदित्य पाहुजा,
Aditya, present, ma'am.
कशिश गर्ग, भव गोयल, आयुष नेगी,
Present, ma'am.
यश भंडारी,
Present, ma'am.
आनंद राज,
Present, ma'am.
शौर्य शर्मा, कार्तिक गुप्ता,
Present, ma'am.
वंशिका, अमन सिंह,
Present, ma'am. Aman.
वंशिका is absent, वैभव,
Present, ma'am.
अंश त्रिपाठी, सार्थक, आयुष शर्मा 54,
Present, ma'am.
98, कनिका, श्रेया, 31, 32, युवराज, 33, करण,
Present, ma'am.
प्रेरित, तनिषा,
Present, ma'am.
शिवम,
Present, ma'am.
साकेत, अद्वैत, अमोल,
Present, ma'am.
विधि, लक्षिता, अमन,
Ma'am, he has written in the chat box.
ओके, वंशिका,
Present, ma'am.
सान्या चौधरी, ओजस,
Present, ma'am.
आयुष सिंह चौहान,
Present, ma'am.
प्रियंका,
Present, ma'am.
सूर्य प्रताप सिंह,
Present, ma'am.
स्पर्श, सुयश,
Present.
शूलिन, समृद्धि,
Present, ma'am.
ऋषभ,
Present, ma'am.
उदित, जफी खान,
Present, ma'am.
आयुष शर्मा 95,
Present, ma'am.
कौन सा वाला आयुष प्रेजेंट है 95 की?
मैम 95।
तो आपने पहले क्यों प्रेजेंट बोला था?
मैम मैंने पहले नहीं बोला।
दूसरे वाला आयुष तो है ही नहीं मीटिंग में।
मैम मैंने अभी बोला, आपने पिछली बार भी मेरे को करेक्ट किया था, उसके बाद मैंने मैम अभी बोला।
Ma'am, Ekta Goyal is also present from B12.
ओके, नमन जैन,
Present, ma'am.
जानवी, हर्षवर्धन सक्सेना, those who are waiting outside, tell them they'll not get attendance आज की, ठीक है? एकता, I have marked yours और ठीक है। एकता, पूर्वा and सान्या,
Ma'am, Ekta present.
ठीक है, मैंने मार्क कर दी।
Thank you, ma'am.